Hi guys, and welcome back to the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts, and we're just going to get straight into it. Let's get into this nitty-gritty loss. 2-0 against... He's already gone. 2-0 loss against Brentford. How are you feeling, mate?
I'm dead. I mean, you know, as I tweeted the other day, as it happened, the only respite, the only thing that made it a bit better for me was the fact that I wasn't watching it live. I'm sure if I was, I would have been very upset.
I was.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is basically the same phrase I keep hearing on, because what I do, right, when Chelsea lose, I go mental for it. I literally go to like every single, Chelsea channel, watch the reactions, and I must watch about 8 or 10 reactions of different people because I want
all the depression.
Exactly. So I feel like if I'm going to be upset, I want to see how upset everyone else is. But one thing that I've been hearing a lot of from people, it's the same old, we can't break down a low block. And also the phrase, we play really well against the good teams and not so well against the bad teams. Like that's some kind of...
That's like every team.
Yeah, excuse almost. So like, I think what annoys me about that is, no, we don't. We literally don't play well against the good teams. I mean, what good teams have we beaten this season?
Well, none.
We've had 2 draws.
But we was winning against Arsenal, who is one of the best teams in the Prem right now, bloody through gritted teeth. But they are one of the best in the world right now, really. And we was winning 2-0 until like 78th minute. So you've got to take that into circumstances. But at the end of the day, the scoreline tells a different story. And no, we haven't. We drew against Liverpool. We lost against West Ham, whether they're a big team anymore because they just got clarted by Villa. And Everton, sorry. So
basically, I mean, so look at this, right? The stats from last season, in the list of the teams or in the traditional top 6 and how many points they gained against the other top 6 teams in the league. Last season, we finished 6th out of 6. We played 10, we won 0, we drew 4, and we lost 6. Nice. We scored 5 goals and conceded 15. We had a goal difference of -10.
Oh, Jesus.
That is what it was at the end of last season. Now, obviously, if you look at it this season,
it's getting on that trajectory again.
And our results, like we haven't had a positive result against any of the big 6. I mean, to be fair, we've only played 2 of them in Arsenal and Liverpool. But I just think, like, at the end of the day, we're not playing well enough to beat anyone at the moment. Not like, oh, we're playing well against big teams. No, we're not, because we're not winning. I think people need to somewhat rethink the idea of what is playing well and what isn't. At the end of the day, football games, the number one objective of a football game is to score goals, win games. We don't do that against anyone, regardless if they're good or if they're not good. So I'm really getting frustrated by that phrase.
I hate that I have to agree with you. That's the thing. And you're speaking facts, but you can't take it away from some of the players' key individuals, Palmer, your Sterling's at time, not last game, but the game before. Sterling's at times, and, the Gustos and stuff like that. They have individual things, but we're not working cohesively enough as a unit to get it out the back of the net. Now, I do want to say that we've been giving everybody chances. So Palmer in the game against Brentford, the first half was on fucking fire. I thought he was the best player ever. Fucking hell, he was ridiculous. Mate, honestly, putting in that number 10 role, he was absolutely bodying people. Like people were slipping over because like he was breaking ankles that much. It was mad. I was watching Matisse at the same time, and I think we had exactly the same reaction at exactly the same time when Palmer literally just went for about 4 people like it was nothing. It was mad. But he's putting it on a plate, and we're not finishing our food. And the thing is, the people that we got on the end of it, why the fuck is Cucurella in the box, bruv? Why are you there? You know what I mean? So it's just having these people like Nico Jackson, very selfish at the moment. I noticed this a lot. He just wants that goal, and it's like we need to work more as a team to get them goals. You can't just run through people, because he's trying to run through 3 or 4 defenders and have his defining, shining, like knight in shining armor moment.
Yeah.
And it's not happening, bruv. Just pass the fucking ball, because you're losing us opportunities. Sterling, he's like the weather. He's hot and cold. It's like, last game, was he even on the pitch? I don't even know, bruv, because I didn't see him at all. But then, you go against Burnley and he was fucking crazy. So
yeah, it was class.
What you meant to do.
Yeah, I mean, true. How can you plan around, a starting lineup when players drop performances like that? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I think what is really tough, and we actually said it, didn't we, after the Arsenal game? It was like, all right, okay, so we generally, let's say we played well. We did keep them out for that long. Obviously, we flopped at the end because the lads didn't have it in them to hold it down. Sanchez, thank you very much for that. But what do we say after that? It's like, the most important thing now, we need points on the board. There's absolutely no point playing well and having good performances if you don't accrue points on the board, because we'll touch more on it a bit later, because we'll go over the Premier League table after we'll watch. But we've got Tottenham next week, next Monday, and if we don't win, we will be, if they win, for example, we will be already 17 points behind them in the league. 17 points behind the top team.
We're fucked, mate.
We'll end up, if it keeps carrying on like that, and this is not even, we're just in November. If it carries on like that, we're going to be like, we're going to be bottom half. We're going to be 30 points behind the top team, 30, 40. That's just not right, is it? That just should never be the case.
Right for the players we've got. I know that everybody's saying they're young and they got to get into they got gel and stuff like that. I'm like, bruv, we're 10 games in Premier League. Yeah. Not to mention the Carabao Cup, so we're really 12 games in. We've had a couple of international breaks. Okay, only 2, but you're 12 games in. How the fuck are you not gelling? And you can see a little bit, just like two or three players that are actually, reading each other and working cohesively together. But then the rest of them just looks like nomads again. Yeah, and it's like, what's going on? Because it's like sometimes some games you're thinking, wow, like Arsenal, mate. I thought, fucking hell, this is it. We've clicked.
I know. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we drew, but we clicked, bruv. And I saw the clicking, bruv. Everybody, it was all clicking, right? And then you go to Brentford. Oh, actually, Brentford come to us, and we get smoked, bruv. Like, what's going on? I don't get it.
The way it happened as well, it's so embarrassing, man. So obviously to concede that goal at the back post exactly the same way we did at Arsenal. And the whole reason why Pochettino...
It's a template goal, isn't it? It's a template goal against Chelsea. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, yeah. And it, being... We started Disasi at right back because he was taller and was supposed to be there to deal with the physical threat that Brentford imposes. So that happens, and it's like, right, well, that plan obviously was pointless. And then obviously, to concede the second goal, you've got fucking Robert Sanchez busting a ball back to get back in goal, looking like an absolute tit. Doing something that you don't often see in a Premier League game, a goalkeeper, try and score in the 90th minute. But just shows the kind of weird place we're in as a club. We're doing weird shit week in, week out, trying to figure out what's going on.
Some weird shit, some weird dons. Bro.
I don't know. I think what I find difficult, you have to compare it maybe a bit to someone like Spurs, who obviously are having an unbelievable start of the season. I mean, that's a brand new manager who's been in the job for what, 3-4 months? Yeah. Now, I think the key difference, and I think this is the thing to stress, and a lot of people I think are overthinking this online. Bringing up all these stupid, over-the-top tactical ideas as to why things aren't working.
Sorry about the coughing, everybody. By the way, I'm ill. But
it's all right. The one thing that Tottenham have that we don't have, they've got goal scorers. And not only, it sounds so simple, but honestly, football is more simple than people make it out to be.
It really is.
If you have somebody who can finish more often than not, or to a rate that they will get, a goal or a goal and a half every other game or whatever, then you will win games. You will win football games, because all it takes is one goal.
Yeah.
To completely change the game. Again, if in that first half, if we just scored, it sounds so obvious, and it's something we say all the time, I'm sure. So apologies if it's boring, but if we just score the goal when we're up in a game, when we're in the ascendancy, they have to completely change their game plan.
Yeah.
Because then that goal by Ethan Pinnock never happens, because they're not in that frame of mind to try and get goals like that. Or they know that we have such a threat on the counter, and we've got really good passers like Palmer, who, if they commit too many people forward, they're going to be found out.
Yeah.
So it's really, really frustrating. Here's a quote here, right, from Pochettino. He says after the game, not to complain or make excuses, but... So he is making a complaint and he is making excuses. But we need all the squad fit. We have too many circumstances at the moment where we are competing, but we are missing things. When we have all the players fit, I think the team is going to find its balance. And then, look at the injury update that comes out today ahead of the Blackburn game in a minute, which we'll talk about in a sec. Brozier is still under treatment for an irritation on his knee. So came back from his knee injury, played, looked all right. And then went off to international?
He got played way too much. And then international, they were like, oh yeah, we'll just give him a... Didn't he do a whole 90 minutes?
Well, I don't even know if he even played. I think he travelled, and then they were like, oh, I can't even remember, to be honest. But anyway, he's injured. Chile is injured still, obviously. Chalobah still somehow not back yet. I don't know why. He was supposed to be back like a month ago. Same with Chukwuemeka. Should have been back like 3 weeks ago. I don't know why he's still injured. Wesley Fofana, obviously it's going to take a long time for him to come back. Lavia, again, this injury wasn't... I don't know why. Again, it's apparently loads of setbacks. It's lasting weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Don't know what's going on there. Mudryk randomly now picks up an injury and misses a game. Misses 2 games. And obviously... and obviously Nkunku...
Who's due back soon, to be fair.
It's due back soon, but I don't think he'll be back before the next international break, which I think is at some point in November. It might even be after the Tottenham game. I can't believe there's another one so soon. Fucking international breaks. But, so yeah, maybe we have to give it to him and give him a bit of leeway, but I don't know. I just feel like we've got the pieces, man. We've got the pieces to get wins. Come on, it's not a good enough excuse anymore. It's really annoying.
Mudryk's just started scoring as well, and it's just like, one step forward, 2 steps back again. And all these injuries, and Reece James back, we got it confirmed that he's starting tonight against Blackburn. And it's just like, well, what's the point? Why? I know that he's a captain, and I know that he's the best right back in the world on his day. But he's coming back from an injury. Why are we starting him? Just give him a little 20 minutes here and there. Yeah. Put Gusto on. Yeah. Gusto's fucking incredible. It makes no sense, but we'll see what happens. Well, what do you think's going to happen in this Burnley fucking Blackburn game?
Blackburn game. I mean, at the end of I don't know anyone in that Blackburn team who's worth getting worried about, to be honest. No.
Probably Jake Garrett, probably.
Yeah. Of all players, maybe him. He's been scoring. He's been scoring. Okay, I guess. The lineups, we don't know the lineups. The only thing we do know for a certain is that Reece James will play, because it was confirmed by Pochettino in his press conference yesterday.
Do you think he's going to throw in Petrovic?
Yes, he better do. Because
the thing is, he hasn't in the last games against Wimbledon and Brighton. We didn't have Petrovic, so I don't know what's going on there. Is he going to give him a chance?
I mean, he has to, right? Literally, what's the point? What's the point of having secondary keepers if they don't even get a chance to play in cup competition?
Exactly. Why have we got 2 on the bench all the fucking time? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, that's ridiculous as well. I mean, surely there are players from the under-23s, decent, interesting attackers who might, give us something else. I just think that's stupid as well.
Washington, but
Yeah, I mean, fucking Mweko who keeps scoring. I mean, he's probably too young. He's 16, but still, he keeps scoring. Your Castle Dines, your Ronnie Stutters, there are players who keep banging in goals. You think, well, often in football, you can have those romantic moments where they come off the bench and they score, and it turns out they're an Evan Ferguson, like a Brighton, or bloody Kane when he was brought in.
Yeah. I want Castle Dines to be in first team just because of that name.
Well, he's actually been training with the first team this week alongside Alex Matos, so there is actually a good possibility that he will play tonight. But yeah, no, I mean, Petrovic, for me, has to start. He has to play, otherwise what's the point of having him in your squad? Yeah. And also with Robert Sanchez making high-profile mistakes, you know, you need to have a keeper there who's putting pressure on him. And if he turns up tonight, let's say Blackburn come and give us a rollicking, but Petrovic keeps him out, and you think, all right, this kid looks all right, and he's good with his feet and whatever, then, you know, then there's absolutely no reason why he shouldn't have the opportunity to prove what he can do. I don't know. It's really hard. I mean, you know, I watch so little. I mean, I say so little. I watch zero Championship football. You know, unless I was doing like a deep dive into them and that kind of thing. Maybe I'd kind of have a better idea as to where they are. But in terms of where they are on the table at the moment, they're 12th in the Championship with 19 points. 6 wins and 7 losses. They're not exactly, you know, they're not blowing things out of the water. So they shouldn't really offer us any issues at all. But this is football. This is football. And really the thing I'd say is that you just got to go out there and get the dub.
Yeah.
Because this is an opportunity to win a cup competition. And you've just got to go out there and get the dub, no matter what. There's no excuses. We're good enough to win the competition. Man City are out already. I think, was it Liverpool and United and Newcastle play in their game in this round, so they will decide who goes out. Bloody Port Vale have made it to the quarterfinal, so we've got an opportunity to win a bit of silverware, and which would be good for our squad, obviously, and good for Pochettino, because then nobody can give him shit about not winning trophies.
But so just to go off the Brentford game, the post-game quotes. He said, you know, not to complain or make excuses, but we all need the squad fit. Did you go over this?
Yeah, I said that a minute ago. Yeah, it's about the injuries.
Did you say the second one? Sorry.
No, I didn't.
No. Okay, so Cole Palmer, we are happy with the way he has arrived. He is playing like he's been here 10 years, showing his character and personality. What does it say? I cannot say I didn't expect that. But also, if I say I expected it, then I'm lying. So he's a bit on the fence for Palmer, and then obviously Palmer's coming and he's like, oh, all right, he's actually fucking decent.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, this was a sign of our kind of, you know, our new kind of scouting and player recruitment model actually kind of working. It's a bit like, look, we're going to take the control out of the hands of the coach. And just, you know, trust our judgment. And clearly the guy who really made the call on Palmer was Joe Shields, who again used to work in the youth setup at City, so knows Palmer really well. Clearly was like, look, if this guy's available last day of the transfer window, get it done, get him in, because trust me, he's proper, he's mint, and it's proved he is mint. And I honestly, he might already be our best player. Like dead ass. Maybe actually Nkunku's a better player. He's got more of a track record and I think more of a reputation. But
what we've seen this season, but
I just think.
But then Enzo Casado really good. But it's just like Palmer's just, I don't know, fluid.
Yeah, the best players are the ones that just affect things the most, affect the game, and he does that so well. Man.
So calm, and like even in them little pockets of space, he gets the ball and he just knows what he's doing. Like
exactly.
He'll flick it on. He's not panicked by anything. He's just he's so comfortable with the ball at his feet, and I think that's probably from, you know, being under Pep. You learn to be sort of that effective in them spaces.
Yeah,
so,
they've got a good pipeline at Man City. Like their whole project is built around, like, you know, every kid who's in that academy will play the same way, building up to eventually being ready for their first team. So it makes sense that he's so comfy and good on the ball. So he probably won't play tonight.
Thank you,
Pep. Thank you for not playing him enough for him to want to leave, and now we've got him, and that might prove to be a bargain, especially when you consider that we sold Mason Mount for like 20 million more than what we got Palmer for. So
and what's he now? 008 is he?
I think he might be 008. Yeah, we're keeping Ashton. We're keeping Ashton.
Where are we? What's next?
So
that's the Blackburn. We've done Blackburn.
Yeah.
So what is the next?
So it's the first news item then. Assistant head coach Jesus Perez has been charged with misconduct following an incident at the Brentford game. He has until tomorrow to provide a response to the charge. Not much to say. I didn't really see what happened. He probably had to go at a referee.
Got a red card,
He got a red card, fair enough. He's going to get in trouble, but, you know, these guys make enough money. The club will just pay the fine. It doesn't really matter too much. No. But just something worth mentioning because, it shows they care. You know, at least they're getting fucking angry and having a go and getting sent off.
Like Reece James in the tunnel. We love all that.
Exactly, yeah.
Fucking have it.
Yeah.
As things stand, Arsenal and Chelsea are the front runners to sign Ivan Toney, who is valued at 80 million by Brentford. I think that's a little bit above price.
That's cheeky, Brev.
It's a little bit. I think
Decent
50.
Yeah, decent player, good player. Obviously, scored a decent amount of goals for Brentford. Very reliable penalty taker, which is where a lot of his goals come from. But I think the more that we kind of see our squad and who takes our penalties, I don't mind that. It's clearly a key part of bloody squad building. If you can have a reliable penalty taker, then you're in luck. Same thing with free kicks. 80 million is an absolute joke. It's a farce. He's probably worth like half of that, let's be honest.
I reckon 45, 50.
But it's just that Premier League tax, and it's like if you're signing from Premier League to Premier League, then expect to pay close to double because you're taking. And at this point, Brentford, we're like in the same parts of the table. So why would Brentford sell to us? Like, it's not like, they'd probably sell to Man City for less because it doesn't matter. They're miles away from us anyway. What difference does it make? They're already going to beat us by 5 goals. So let them beat us by 6 next time. Doesn't matter. But for us, now that we're more, which pains me to say, but now that we're more competitive with teams like this, they're not going to sell us for anything other than absolute max price. And if we spend anywhere near that on Ivan Toney, I think it's a major mistake.
We got Nkunku, man. We don't need him.
Well, the thing is,
Nkunku coming back. We got Jackson, who's going to be, increasing his skill level and rapidly at that as well. I don't think we need an Ivan Toney.
I just think we need goal scorers, man. Like we just need more. There's so many players in our squad have barely played 100 professional games in their careers. None of them are known for consistent goal scoring. Strikers, wingers, attackers. Apart from Nkunku, who's had like really good seasons. But I just think, think about all the best teams we've had over the years. There have been loads of players who scored loads of goals or are known for it. Pedro, right, was a consistent goal scorer throughout his whole career. Obviously, Hazard didn't score loads, but would always get you 10 to 15 a season. We barely get the whole squad scoring that in a season at the way it goes at the moment. We'd have like a Costa who'd give you 20, but then we'd have Demba Ba on the bench who would have scored 10 to 12 for Newcastle when he was there. So the way the good squad building. You need. I mean, look at Liverpool, bro. I'm watching Liverpool games. They are blowing people out of the water because they've got goal scorers all over the pitch. Nunes, Salah.
Even though they concede, they can overcome that.
But they're frightening. But they're frightening, aren't they?
They can concede, but they don't care about conceding because they can blow you out of the water 4 or 5 goals.
Exactly. They don't care. But we can't do that. And like we used to get away with it under Tuchel because we had a really strong defensive situation and we just wouldn't concede. We might score one shit goal by bloody Reece James and we wouldn't concede it. We'd be all right. But we just can't rely on that. So we just need more goal scorers. Problem is the squad is so big and we've got so many players. I don't know what happens in terms of squad building. Like, I don't know if anyone does come in, a striker, let's say. I mean, then what happens to, like you said, like to Nico Jackson and to his development? What happens to Brozier? Exactly. What's going on with?
You might as well just stick with it.
You reckon just firm it?
Yeah, firm it. We've got Nkunku coming back. He'll be our main one. A Jackson under him. Him and Jackson, if we got Nkunku and Jackson on the pitch together, mad. Brozier, fucking love Brozier. I think he's just a top quality. He's like a Giroud to me. He's like, just a proven goal scorer already. I mean, his first game back and he scored. We're not doing that. We're not scoring. And he came back and fucking scored. So it's like, you can't put it past him. But yeah, I think fuck Ivan Toney. We just crack on, get the development done. We've got Washington as well, remember? So we've got people coming up in this thing. So
I think if you're going to go mad and splash the cash on a marquee striker to I don't know, let's say be the jewel in the crown, then you don't go for someone like Ivan Toney.
No, exactly. Moving on. A Premier League investigation into secret transfer-related payments made by Chelsea during the Roman Abramovich era will include the security of financial transactions around the signings of Willian and Samuel Eto'o. The club statement basically... basically says that it has nothing to do with them. It was the previous regime and happened years ago. Story just stinks of clickbaiting Chelsea fans and haters. Yeah. Sounds about right.
So basically, as it says, a Premier League investigation into secret transfer-related payments. Just one of those stories where it's just so easy to get the clicks from Chelsea fans who are like, what? And obviously people who don't like Chelsea, it kind of, what would you say, verifies their kind of biases against us. And I think in the headline as well, it said that we could be docked points, which there's absolutely no indication that that's going to happen. All things considered, think about how long ago these payments would have been. I mean, we signed Willian in like 2013.
Yeah. Exactly.
Why the fuck would they be given an F? Why would they be taking points away from us now 10 years down the line? It's just obviously not true. And, just from the Times and Matt Law,
Fuck Matt Law. He's a prick, man. I hate him.
Oh, actually, it might. Oh, hang about. No, Matt Law's at the Telegraph. Yeah, fuck him. He's annoying anyway. But there's another story about him. I actually forgot to put in the notes, but I'm just going to talk about it briefly in a sec. So anyway, just to any Chelsea fans watching, don't get upset or worried. Nothing's going to happen. No. It's all daft. It's just, as I said, it's just clickbaity. And then another story, quick one from Matt Law and the Telegraph. Chelsea Israeli fan club told star of David banner cannot be displayed inside Stamford Bridge. So again, making it look as if trying to kind of smear the club with the anti-Semitic. Potentially, it sounds like, again, based on the headline, they don't basically explain in the headline or in the subheading clearly that the Premier League have said nobody can have any Palestinian flags or Israeli flags, obviously with what's happening there at the moment. So it's completely normal that they wouldn't be able to fly the Israeli flag because it's politically very tense. So again, just another one of those stories that Matt Law likes to do to kind of undermine the club and make us look a bit shit, even though all we're doing is literally following the league standard, and nobody's allowed to fly any of these flags. So anyway, just one of those things.
Just ignore it all.
We move on.
It'll work itself out in the wash. Next story.
Yeah, so obviously news broke that we will be playing Wolves on Christmas Eve, which means no Boxing Day ball for Chelsea fans, which is fucking garbage because it's literally like one of the best rounds, like one of the best fixtures of the year after Christmas. You're so heavy with flipping all the food and drink you've had, and then you get up and then like it's a chill ass day, nothing's happening, the whole world's, I say the whole world, England's quite quiet. You're like, right,
it's just
bosh, football all day, let's have it. But no, we won't be able to enjoy it, unfortunately, because once again, asshole broadcasters and people like the FA or the Premier League who allows to happen mean that we won't be able to enjoy that. We will now have to enjoy a Christmas Eve game, the first one since 1995, against Wolves, and Chelsea are away at that game, which means for a lot of the match-going support, who obviously typically London-based, they've got a long way to travel on Christmas Eve, which is obviously very difficult, as travel is already hard anyway. Add in the Christmas schedule, and it's a real struggle. And it's not only fans and players, but it's also all the club staff as well. All the security that needs to be there, all of the club staff that need to be there on a day. Everything that goes around football now. All of these people on Christmas Eve is garbage. But there's lose, oh man, don't literally. Christmas ruined. Christmas ruined. One good bit of news come out of the story. Chelsea have now decided to cover the travel to and from the game. And in a statement, they said,
listen to our podcast.
Yeah, potentially. They said, we recognise the commitment to our match-going supporters and appreciate the unwavering loyalty that they give watching the team home and away. Therefore, as a sign of appreciation for fans making this trip, Chelsea Football Club will be offering free travel as a goodwill gesture to anyone who purchases a ticket. Coaches will be available to supporters to and from the match at no cost, available to book when match tickets go on sale. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's nice of them to do. I mean, yeah, obviously they took away the subsidised coach travel earlier on in the season, which obviously we're not happy about. But Yeah, I guess you have to give people props when they do something nice. So fair play to the club for doing that. They recognise it's not a good situation, and that is a nice thing to do. It makes things a bit easier, gives people an option.
Yeah, and if you're struggling for away supporters, we can always travel there.
It's not actually that far away from me at all, Wolves.
It's not.
No,
far
Birmingham.
away from me either,
Birmingham.
So,
no, I could make that trip.
Yeah. So
come on, then.
There's 8 tickets for us from our way. Ben Chilwell's been spotted. Did you say this? Ben Chilwell been spotted in LA, or did he just go over the normal injury?
No, that's me. Yeah. So it does say in the injury report that he is continuing rehabilitation program out of the country this week. He was spotted in LA. And he was asked Pochettino was asked about it in the press conference yesterday, and he said, sometimes we like to give them like a different change of scenery just, during their recovery, so that things aren't too stale and too boring for them, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Spending all day in a recovery room at Cobham probably is quite boring. But, I just thought interesting in it. It's not a bad life, Not
a bad life.
No, it's not a bad life, get paid, I don't know, plus $100,000 a week. You get injured out for weeks and weeks. You're like, oh, do you know what? Why don't you go to LA and continue your recovery over there? That'd be all right, wouldn't it? So,
but when I'm fucking sick, I'm just in these 4 walls, bro.
Yeah, I don't get paid, for God's sake.
No, I don't get paid. Fuck.
No. So there we go.
Bastard. Women's.
Obviously, international break. A few kind of standout moments for Chelsea women's players. Fran Kirby scored a goal for England in a long-awaited return to the starting lineup for England. First one for, I think, like a year and a half. So fair play to her for that. Sam Kerr scores a hattie for Australia and finished second in the women's Ballon d'Or rankings as well the other night, just behind Aitana Bonmatí, who obviously won the World Cup with Spain and I think the Champions League with Barcelona and the League with Barcelona. Anyway, so she's a baller. Not too embarrassing for Kerr to get second. That's good. So congratulations to her. Absolutely none of our obviously men's team have got anywhere near that. So fair play. She's flying the flag for Chelsea. And Mia Fischel also got her first USA goal in her debut in her hometown of San Diego, which is quite cute. That is quite cute. We love those moments. That's what football's all about. Next game, Aston Villa women's, Chelsea women's is on 12:30 this Saturday. I think Aston Villa are bottom of the league at the moment. They're shite, so we should beat them quite handily. But every time I've watched Chelsea this season, they've not looked too good, so wouldn't surprise me if they struggle a bit.
Yeah.
Oof. Under 21s played yesterday, I believe. Against Dinamo Zagreb in the Premier League International Cup. They beat them 4-1. Goals from Guy, Stutter and Tyreek George, as well as an own goal. This is from the Chelsea website. Chelsea under-21s claimed a first victory in the Premier League International Cup as a fine attacking display secured a 4-1 victory over Dinamo Zagreb at Kings Meadow. Dinamo were no match for our young Blues on the night, with strikes from Billy Guy, Ronnie Stutter, Tyreek George and an own goal enough for Mark Robinson's side to claim their first points in Group B. Their next game is Fulham under-21s. That's on Friday night at 7 p.m. kickoff. The under-18s, they lost 3-4 to Tottenham. Goal scorers Somto Boniface, Donnell McNeely and Tyreek George scored for the under-18s. It was a last-minute winner from Ajayi for Tottenham that literally 90+5, and it also came like a week directly after Chelsea beat Tottenham 4-3. So it went 4-3 week after 4-3 to Tottenham,
and then
3-4.
It should repeat again this week, and we win 4-3, right?
Well, we're not playing Tottenham again, unfortunately.
We're playing Tottenham.
True. So maybe, sorry. Okay, maybe it's for us. Oh, that'd be all right, isn't it? A nice little 7-goal banger. We'll take that. We'll take that all day long. The next fixture for the under-18s, according to the Chelsea website, is... Sorry about this. It's actually on the 25th of November. So got ages in the under-18 Premier League Cup against Blackburn Rovers, but we won't worry about that until a bit closer on to the time. And then on to
rival watch. Tottenham again fought for a 2-1 victory over Palace in a Friday night game, staying on top of the league. The bastards.
Oh, the bastards!
They're doing so well, and I hate it.
I know. I mean,
so much.
Maddison and Son are absolutely duffy in the league at the moment. It's just so upsetting. They're irrepressible. The only kind of maybe slight thing we get is that they don't really have the deepest squad. So fingers crossed, Well, I mean, you never want to see a professional get injured and not be able to play, but
No.
But if it is going to happen, then it could really help us because
I'll have a couple of injuries, please. Thank you.
I'll order a couple of injuries. That's all right. Yeah. So yeah, they stay top of the table. They have yet to lose a game. They are absolutely flying in it, and it hurts to my core. Luckily, I don't really know many Tottenham fans, so
I know a couple, but
I'm not getting in the neck.
You know what? I think they're going to have a downfall. I don't think they're going to keep this up.
Yep, I agree.
I think they're going to like, they'll hit a speed bump and they're going to lose a good 3 or 4 on the bounce or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Arsenal demolished Sheffield United as expected, really. 5-0.
Yeah.
Nketiah gets his first Arsenal hat-trick. His third and final goal was a particular highlight. I didn't actually see it.
Oh, rocket. Absolute rocket. Again, though, it's a player in an attacking position who's got great ball striking. Sometimes that's all it takes. It was really good. I mean, he received the ball on the edge of the box, did a lovely touch to take it away from his man, set himself, smashed it top bins. It was literally a rocket. It was a great goal. Fair play to him as well, because he gets quite a lot of hate in Nketiah. He used to be at the Chelsea Academy back in the day. But yeah, he gets quite a bit of hate, I think. And I think Arsenal fans don't really rate him that much, but good for him. He's the 22nd Arsenal player to get a hat-trick in the Premier League. So,
wow.
I know, quite a lot of players, I thought. Well, I don't know, 22.
How long has it been
going? Since 94, was it? 93,
yeah,
94?
Exactly.
Been 30 years, yeah, maybe. Yeah. That obviously, Arsenal are also running quite well. Newcastle played a decent game against Wolves. Game ended 2-2 in the end. Newcastle were awarded a penalty, though, in the first half that Wilson tucked away that absolutely categorically should not have been given. Go and find it. Go watch the highlights.
It's just more VAR for you, isn't it?
It's just, I used to be pretty pro VAR and think, if we can use technology to make things fairer and cleaner, then obviously I'll take it. But literally bin it off.
It's being used to the extreme now, and it's not being used right. So I'm going to put it into this analogy, one of Clark's shit analogies again.
Go on then.
Now, but you have food, right? And then you have food supplements. So you have protein shakes and stuff like that. You're not meant to replace your food with the supplements. They're called a supplement for a reason, right? Yeah. So with VAR, it's like a supplement to the football. So, you only use it when you need to. You don't need to use it on every single decision, just the hard ones, like where it's not clear. It's getting used every single fucking time now, and they're going to they're trying to make it quicker, like a quicker process. But because you're doing that, you're rushing people, and when you're rushing people's things. So we saw it. Prime example in the Liverpool-Tottenham game 3 or 4 weeks ago, where they said, "Oh yeah, that's clear, it's done," and the on-field decision was offside, but they didn't clock that because they were trying to do everything so quick. Yeah. So it needs to. I don't know. It needs a restructure again.
Yeah, there have just been so many high-profile errors and mistakes, and this is after Howard Webb came in to change things and revolutionise the Pogmo, but it just isn't working. And until we bloody gut the referees we have and replace them with proper referees, then it's never going to work properly, is it? And and just a shame as well, because Wolves really gave them a good game, and they may have come out with a win on that. So and they didn't, because they got shagged. So Aston Villa now.
Talking of winning.
Oh my God, they just can't stop it. 3-1 over Luton. I mean, I don't follow them super closely. I'm really like their winger that they signed from Leverkusen this summer, called Moussa Diaby. They got him for 50 mil, absolute snip. He scored, was actually man of the match for the game. And you just got to say, basically, a major kudos to Emery, obviously, and the board as well, because they brought in some really interesting characters from the continent to give them a bit more of a sophisticated approach. Go on.
I was going to say they've only made one mistake this season, and you know what it was?
What's that?
Astor.
Oh yeah, of course, the kits.
That's literally the only thing they've got wrong this season. Is that fucking kit.
Yeah.
But apart from that, they're fucking solid, mate. And I'm dreading going against them.
I know, yeah. I mean, they've just had, they've been quite good this season.
Goals.
They've scored so many goals.
4-1, 3-1, 5-1s and shit like that. It's fucking ridiculous.
6-1s. I mean, they're actually the top scorers in the league. Aston Villa. They're joint with Newcastle, but I don't really count Newcastle because they scored 8. They scored 8 against Sheffield United, so that doesn't count. But the Aston Villa, as you said, I mean. 3-1 against Luton, 4-1 against AZ Alkmaar, who are like top of the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. 4-1 against West Ham. They've got a 6-1 against Brighton, for God's sake. They've got 3-1 against Palace. 3-1 against Burnley, 5-0 against Burnley. Like, they are just whacking in goal. They beat Everton 4-0. They have had some pretty dodgy results. I mean, they lost 5-1 to Newcastle, 3-0 to Liverpool. Those are their 2 losses this season. Yeah. But they're just in crazy form, man, and they're very decent. They've got so many good players.
I don't even not like Aston Villa. So
they're a likeable club.
I don't hate them. So
the only thing I don't like about Aston Villa is that Prince William pretends he supports them. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So I don't like all that. He turns on. You know what I mean?
Family doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. All shape-shifting lizards.
No problems for Liverpool as they've swept aside Forest 3-0. Darwin Núñez is quietly having a pretty effective campaign so far. Yeah. Salah's passing and assisting has been marvellous this season, as usual, really.
Yeah.
But Núñez, really coming into his own. I think obviously last season he had a good season last season, really. But just an unstoppable force. Further up the pitch, their defense is a little bit shaky at times, but they are solid. It's a solid defense, solid goalkeeper.
Great goalkeeper.
Big fucking Virgil van Dijk back there. So they've got like really big people, Kanate, Virgil van Dijk. So they've got that aerial presence as well.
Yeah, Van Dijk
do slip up a little bit.
Yeah, they're not. They're not as strong as obviously they have been. But as I was saying a bit earlier, like they're so scary up front that it's like how can you set up against a team with like 6 players in that squad who could feasibly score a goal at any second?
Mate, it's mental. They can go 2-0, 3-0 down. And you can't rule them out.
No, exactly. The reason why I singled out Darwin, by the way, as well, although he gets a lot of corn because he is a bit of a funny goal. Like, I don't know if you saw the clip of him in the Europa League last week. He went round the defender and the keeper and then hit the post like Torres did against Man United all those years back. Yeah. But in 13 games, he's got 11 goals and assists. So he's just really impacting them, positively, like more often than not. And I think you've got to commend that after a difficult season last season. And Salah's passing, like the pass he played to set up the first Núñez goal was amazing. Like he's just like 1-on-1 against his man, and Liverpool are kind of surging forward against the defensive line, and then he literally just like does a drag back and then a pass just to kind of like, I don't know, throw off the defenders, and it's just perfectly weighted. He's done that a lot this season. I mean, he wasn't much of a passer and an assister before, but he's bringing that to his game, and it's quite scary if he can add that as well. But
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, Liverpool looking good. Worth shouting out Diaz. Obviously, his mum and dad got bloody kidnapped back in Colombia.
Bloody hell.
The other day, his dad still hasn't been found. His mum has been released and given back. There's a £45,000 like kind of bounty. Not bounty is not the right word, but but I guess in Colombian it's like 20 million pesos.
Well, you can just pay it, bro. You're rich.
I know, but I sorry, it's not a bounty. I think that's the reward if they find her. The police are offering that if they find her. Not that's what the kidnappers are asking for.
Honestly, if he's a bloody millionaire, like you've obviously got connections. Just get some fucking hitman. or private investigators or something. Pay him a sweet penny, 50 grand, 100 grand. It doesn't matter to you. Your parents, at the end of the day, you're rich. Just get them to do it. Why are you flapping? Just
just get it sorted.
There's highly trained fucking SAS people who do this for a living. Yeah, and rogue, retired and stuff.
Mercenaries.
Just make there's loads of them, bruv. You must have some sort of fucking connection. But anyway, I do feel bad for him, but I don't at the same time because you've got money to get him back. Last last but not least, another people that should be held ransom is United, and they did get held ransom by City. What a little what's it called? A transition that was.
Yeah.
Haaland with 2 goals and an assist, as fucking usual. United are 6s and 7s.
Club's a mess.
Sorry, you chat. I'm going to have coffee.
Yeah, I was just going to say that basically the club is as dysfunctional as we are at the moment. Really, United are an absolute mess. Like, members of their squads aren't playing. Have been, knocked out of the team. Sancho, Rashford's not scoring. Bruno Fernandes isn't scoring or assisting. They're changing centre backs every other week. Injuries. Yeah. They are just £100 million wingers. Yeah. Being bloody investigated for bloody abuse and assault. It's just they're so fucked, man. And it couldn't happen to a better club. I mean, look, we know growing up in the our kind of formative years as football fans, with the early 2000s and onwards, and obviously United used to batter us. Well, actually, no, they didn't actually, because we were just as good as they were. But they used to win leagues and leagues and leagues and leagues, and they were always there. And so, since obviously Sir Alex is gone, it's now been 10. It's now been 10 years, and they've never been the same since, which has been lovely, obviously. But it just, I always struggle to get my head around it, because they are, top 3 richest clubs in the world alongside Real and Barcelona. Yeah. I don't know what the hell is going on there. They are just some absolute mess, and hey, City are there. They rocked up, done him in. Haaland keeps scoring. He's not even having that good of a season, but he's still top scorer of the Premier League easily. Yeah. So City are going to win a league.
Yeah, probably. But I had a little £5 free bet on Paddy Power. I think I told you earlier, but
I know.
Won that 65 quid. Thank you very much, Haaland. My guy.
Of course,
I'll take that. So just to finish off, we'll look at the table, right?
Yes, look at the table as it stands. We'll start at the bottom, shall we? Sheffield United, after their 5-0 loss to Arsenal, are bottom on 1 point after 10 games played. Oh, God. I mean, they
At least
are...
we're not that bad.
No, true. They are really shocking. Burnley and Luton make up the rest of the relegation zone. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a pretty settled relegation zone already.
Yeah, which we predicted, by the way. But,
we did.
Luton, 5 points. You know what? Give it to them. Better than Sheffield and Burnley, is mad.
Yeah, of course. And maybe we might see Bournemouth also drop in. Maybe it'll be a bit of a shootout between Bournemouth and Luton Town. Forest are 16th. Yep. They beat us 1-0, so that's annoying. Yep. And then obviously I'm not going to go through everyone, but obviously we're in 11th.
Yep.
With 10 games played. 3 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. Fucking garbage.
12 points.
We're level with points with Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Wolves. We're
so close to having a goal deficit as well.
I know we have only got two positive goal difference. Brentford, West Ham, United, and Brighton all sit above us. And then you get into the top 5. Villa are on 22 points, Liverpool 23, Man City 24, Arsenal 24, and Tottenham 26. So actually, it looks like a really, annoyingly, we're not part of it, but it looks like a pretty exciting kind of top 4, top 5 shootout at the top of the table, because behind Aston Villa is Newcastle and Brighton on 17, so there's actually already a little bit of a mini gap opening up between the top 5 and the rest of the league, so one to look out for, but we are nowhere near the top 5, so
but what can you do? We press on, we get Nkunku back, we go on a 20-game win streak, and we win the league.
I can see it happening.
Yeah. I'm going to put a bet on that. If you enjoyed this podcast, please like, subscribe, leave us a rating, all that good stuff. We are recording on the Wednesday just before the Blackburn game, so we don't know what the fuck's going on. Hopefully we've won 17-0. And then we've got Tottenham on Monday, which I should be able to do a reaction for, or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And if we don't if we I was gonna say if we don't hear from you, but I don't know what the hell I'm saying. So hopefully we have a good weekend of football. Well, week of football, and then it's the international break again, I think. So please like, subscribe again. I don't know what I'm saying. It's all gone to shit. It's all gone to shit.
Speak to you next time.
Yeah, and as always,
up the trail.
See
Thanks for listening to The Pride. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice, and maybe drop a like or follow on our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram pages. And as always, up the Chels!